Well, howdy everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for allowing me to be a channeler, a reader for you at this moment. And also thank you for allowing yourself to receive this message, whatever it is. Yes, this is going to be a fairly timeless message, although we are going to talk about a little bit of time-sensitive things in this session, but this can resonate for you really at any time. It's also a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So, my first question to you is, how are you doing with all of this solar energy? I'm sure by now you guys have heard about the solar flares that we had earlier in the month, and at this point, you may not have heard about those flares in that moment, but at this point you may have heard of them by now, and you may have also heard that there is another round of them potentially coming quite soon. We're going to be in a window of major heightened solar activity for the next few months. And with that heightened solar activity comes a lot of higher vibrational energy. And so my question to you is, in fact, how are you doing with this? Because depending on, okay, well, I'll say it this way. If you're here watching this video, especially here on my channel specifically, not that my channel is any more special than anyone else's channel, it's just that I guess if you're fairly new or you just don't know, we do a lot of spiritual work here on Divine Conversations. We also do a lot of soul searching. Yeah. So a soul searching and a lot of shadow work. So if you are watching this video here and you resonate with this already, then you are most likely experiencing these solar flares, or all the energy that's hitting the planet from these solar flares. You're experiencing it more acutely, I would say, than many other people that are not walking a path of enlightenment, you could call it, or a path of self-awareness and all that stuff. Please excuse me, I'm having an allergy situation. There must be a lot of pollen in the air today, so I'm gonna be dealing with that. Please excuse me. Heightened self-awareness is the first thing that is is the first message that's downloaded here in this. The sun is blasting a lot of high vibrational energy at the planet. And so those of us who are walking this path of higher vibrational reality and whatnot, again, are more acutely aware of this. And the biggest obstacle right now, you could also consider it a struggle too. You could call it that if you like. But the biggest obstacle right now is heightened self-awareness, and that may be causing a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow, a lot of deep thinking, maybe even a lot of memories surfacing, past events, past circumstances, recurring cycles, major triggers. This is really the sun's way of really pushing us further down this path of self-awareness, clearing out obstacles, clearing out negativity, healing wounds, ending old patterns, ending thoughts and belief systems that no longer serve you. And first, I want to say the sun's energy is very loving and very caring and very compassionate, even though it's really super freaking intense, okay? Oh, there was something else that I wanted to say, but I wanted to make sure I got that out first. But okay, it'll come back to me. But yeah, heightened self-awareness. Oh, because there are some belief systems and or thought patterns or recurring habits and whatnot, whatever you want to call it, that I say no longer serve you. And when you say something like that, that can mean, okay, well, that can lead someone to believe, okay, well, I guess it served me at one point. And yes, technically it did. But it served you on a lower vibrational level. It served you from a place of pain, a place of hurt, a place of wanting and or needing to protect yourself, defend yourself against whatever perceived dangers or enemies that you have been dealing with. But in the grand scheme of things, it never really served you because it was limiting. Regardless as to what is actually coming through for you in this moment, the general understanding of it is that it was from a limited mindset. They were limiting self-beliefs that you were playing out. Not to say that you didn't develop them for a reason. Obviously you developed them for a reason. There were catalysts to the development of these negative limited self-beliefs, sure. And they were very necessary situations for your evolution, even though it may have really hurt you, really torn you apart, really destroyed you, so to speak. But really what's being destroyed right now is an old and outdated sense of self, so that a truer sense of self, a truer, more authentic expression of you can be seen and heard and felt by the world. And I'm being guided and being asked to reiterate this part. Even though this may seem really intense, even though the sun's energy may feel like you're being bombarded by all these obstacles or all this pain or all these memories of old shit and bad and hurtful things, it's not a punishment. I know how difficult it may be to understand that or even want to believe that in the moment. It's not a punishment, though. It is meant to help you heal, to move through these circumstances and these situations so that you can have a clean or clearer or cleaner slate, so that you can express yourself more fully, more authentically, right? With more authenticity, okay? Okay, it's starting to rain, so just be aware that might be a sound obstacle soon. But there we go. All right. Another message that just came through for those who need to hear it. The sun's energy is benevolent in this way, in this circumstance, in what's going on right now. Again, it may not look like it, it may not feel like it, it may not seem like it, it may not sound like it, but from a higher perspective, this is a benevolent energy because it is an energy that is pushing you towards greatness, towards a greater version of yourself, towards greater authenticity. That is the big message so far. Greater authenticity. This is all for the purpose of shining your authentic light in a brighter, more sustained, and more fulfilling way. Cool. All right. Hold on tight, kids. Buckle up. Let's get into some messages here for the collective. I do feel like I'm pulling from the sun mostly, or that's mostly where this message is coming from or what it's surrounding, okay? Last shuffle here. So, what's going on with the greater collective here, please, Spirit? What have we got going on here? Okay. At the bottom of the deck so far, we do have survival. Time to rest your mindset, time to reset, your mindset to thrive and let go of old coping mechanisms that are keeping you at status quo. That's literally what we were just saying to start off with here, yeah? So it's coming out of a sense of a survival mode, whatever that may be for you. You may not actually call it survival mode per se, but if in that case, then we'll call this survival tactics. Ways that you have expressed yourself, things that you may have done or been doing, ways that you may have been acting, barriers, boundaries that you have kept up in order to survive. But what the sun's energy is doing us for right now is helping us to clear this stuff away, to work through these issues, through these topics, so that we can get out of survival mode and get into thriving mode. Because the sun wants us to thrive, right? That's the point of all of this. That's the point of all of this stuff that's going on right now that may feel so hurtful, so damaging, have you in such a low or down and out state. It's to get you out of this energy of survival and into more of a thriving energy. Now, not all of us are dealing with or are experiencing the sun's energy in this way. Some are feeling really high vibrational, really good, really happy, really safe and sound, and that's great. So I guess in this reading, in this message, I'm speaking mainly to the individuals who are struggling emotionally, mentally, maybe even physically right now. You may be feeling a lot of physical symptoms, a lot of physical pains, or maybe just certain things, certain pains in your body that seem random, out of place, out of nowhere, don't know where this came from. It's an effect of these solar flares and this solar energy, okay? All right, collective message, please. What do we got for the collective right now? Okay, let's look this first. Oh. Wow. Well, this is actually pretty beautiful. I am being guided to get 2 more cards. 1. Oh, that's 3. But we're gonna take it. Okay. Overall energy right now is prelude. And I just saw 1156 on the encounter, which is on 1111. You may feel not much is happening. However, the path you are on is leading you to something great. And that is also being reflected in the cards, the rest of the cards that have come out here. We have quite a few of them. The first few that came out, we have partnership. A significant relationship is about to be forged that will assist in expanding your growth. 222 on the counter. This doesn't have to be romantic. It can be. But it is a partnership that, whether it's romantic or not, it's rooted in love. This could be a creative partnership. This could be a friendship. This could be a business partnership. It also could be romantic, but it doesn't have to be. Okay? There is love is the... Oh. I just wanted to say love is the deciding factor. Okay? That could resonate for someone somehow. Love is at the root of the situation. Okay? So some of you may be going through a shift in your relationships right now, a dynamic shift I'm hearing, so that any bonds, friendships, work environment relationships I'm hearing, even also romantic relationships, if they're not loving, if they're not rooted in love and mutual respect and mutual care and mutual concern, very 6 of Pentacles energy, then it's probably going to be eradicated right now, or you're probably going to be influenced to move your way, to make your way out of it. Whether you do that by choice or whether that just happens naturally, something goes down, maybe you hear something about a situation, something is said to like open your eyes to something, however it manifests. If these partnerships in your life at this time are not rooted in love and mutual care and mutual support, it's not going to last very much longer. Okay. Next, we have joyful chapter. Take pride in your accomplishments, celebrate and enjoy your life. Fate is on your side. This feels, okay, the message that's coming through right now feels pretty predictive. While it may be something that's happening right now for you, I do feel like this is kind of alluding to something that's coming. Okay, joyful chapter is another one of the cards that feels like that specifically. It feels like there is a joyful chapter on the horizon, 4, 5, 6 progression. There is a joyful chapter on the horizon that the energy that we're in right now is leading us to. Right? Because also, overall energy is prelude. Okay, so we're in the beginning stages of something. And I did do a Patreon reading yesterday in which we were talking about very, very, very deep transformations going on, okay? You may not feel like much is happening, however, the path you're on is leading you to something great, okay? Next, we have Sacred Traveler. There is an upcoming opportunity for you to move on or travel, or for you to move or travel, but move on actually makes a lot of sense. Enjoy this new adventure. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did just see 555. Okay. Yeah, great change is happening. You are able to move on, or you will be able to move on because of all the energies that you're experiencing right now and everything that you're going through. Emotionally, mentally, even physically. Some of you actually may be moving. I do feel the strongest thing that I feel in terms of that is moving homes, relocating. For better or for worse? No, I think it's for better. But for those of you who are going through a situation in which you're having to move homes, it is for the better because you're moving to a safer location, a better location. I could be speaking to someone right now who's been dealing with a certain level of domestic abuse. And may just be emotionally, mentally and emotionally. It doesn't have to be actually physical. So for others of you, it's not something romantic or like domestic abuse, but there's some sort of volatile energy, some sort of negative energy that you Okay, I just heard that you keep running away from. Now, this feels like it's splitting here. For some of you, I'm feeling like you absolutely need to get away from this energy or this relationship. For others of you now, when I hear you keep running away from, there's a dark energy that you keep running away from. There is a monster in your closet, we'll say, or underneath your bed, or like within your psyche, within your energy, that you keep running away from. But in that case, you're trying to avoid it. You haven't really been facing this demon, this monster, this energy. And that's what takes us to the next card here of Inner Warrior. Channel your inner strength to subdue and subtly control the issues at hand. Trust your power. So whatever, for somebody here, you need to, okay. The message is whatever that you have been running away from, you need to face it. You can't just keep running away from it. Because it's not going to change anything. In reality, it's only going to make the situation or the patterns worse. You need to confront this issue. You need to face it head on. And part of the way I like to describe this sometimes is like if this is like a personal demon that you just keep coming up against, this is a part of yourself that actually needs your attention, wants your attention. It could even be something like, you know, a traumatic event that happened in the past to a younger version of you. Well, technically it would be a younger version of you if it was in the past. And this definitely does feel like it was in the past. So this happened to you, okay, whether you were a child or not. Something traumatic happened And it may have been some sort of reoccurring situation ever since. But mostly the reason why it's been a recurring situation is because there's something about it you are not processing. You're choosing not to process, maybe. Well, yeah, you're choosing not to process by choosing to run from it. But this is a part of yourself that needs to be seen, felt, and heard. And it also needs to express itself somehow. So you may be able to work through that creatively. Writing, even if it's just journaling, writing a story about the situation, writing music, creating some sort of artwork. Journaling about it, I feel like, is a really great idea, even if you're not like that creative of a person. But you have to face it. It's time to stop running away from this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's move forward. Next, we have one last move. You have come far on your journey. Keep going, and you will soon see what you have accomplished. I'm going to get a little personal in this moment just because of this one phrase. So this energy hit me, as it's been hitting all of us. And at first, it was fine. It was pretty heavy the whole time, I will say that. But now, recently, I've kind of sunk into the more sorrowful side of this. And I absolutely can say that I understand why the message right now for the greater collective is there are, at least for some of us here, maybe not for all, but for some, there is something that you have not been facing. You just haven't been facing. And I know those words may seem like whatever it is you're going through is being trivialized. It's not. Okay, we do not intend to take away from how much you are hurting in all of this. But the fact of the matter still stands is that you have to face something. And something that I felt very strongly, very acutely a few days ago, I want to say it was like Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember exactly, but I was working and I had these feelings of just wanting to give up. Like, why fight this anymore? And that's natural. But my guides made it a point to get the message through to me to say, don't give up. And it was to the point where I'm looking at things, I'm like scrolling on Instagram or something, and I thought I saw that phrase. Like twice this happened. I thought I saw it on my phone screen, and I look at it, and what I'm looking at my screen doesn't say anything like that. But that vision was pressed into my mind. Don't give up. And we have here, keep going. That's why I was sharing that with you. So 333 on the counter. Or maybe I just wanted to say many. So, okay, many of you may have felt that, or may be feeling that, or you may start to feel that way as you're going through this process. But what needs to happen here is alchemy. That's the next card. And this reflects the energy that I was picking up on for the Patreon collective yesterday. The path you are on is about to go through a very powerful transformation. Okay, I mean powerful. The sun's energy came out 3 times for me between doing the Patreon reading yesterday and pulling some cards for myself, I believe the night before. I was just feeling down and I was seeking some reassurance from my higher self, from my guides, and I was just shuffling a deck of cards and the sun fell out, which was nice. It was the only card that fell out, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave it there because that's wonderful. Thanks, I really need that right now. And then yesterday, before I started the Patreon reading, I decided to pull a 3-card spread for myself, and it was a good message. And then I was reshuffling the cards again, and the sun, and then I was just shuffling the cards to reset them before I started the Patreon reading, and the sun fell out again. It came out 4 times yesterday. And then while I was doing the Patreon reading, it officially came out twice in 2 different decks. One as part of the main message, and then another as part of clarification. So the sun's energy is extremely strong right now. I mean, obviously, that's quite physically obvious, because all these solar flares are happening, and all this we're having all these solar storms as a result, when that energy is a direct shot towards the earth, and it hits the earth, right? But the sun's energy is very powerful, strong right now. Yesterday it kept coming out, and it was reassurance. And I will share this. Part of that message was you can't really see where this is leading you right now. You may be too far deep in the depths of some sort of despair or sorrow to really see the point yet, or to really see where this is leading you. But keep in mind, we're in a prelude phase. And this might sound daunting, but yes, this is only just the beginning, guys. Like I said, we are going to be in this window of heightened solar activity for a while now. There is someone that I have been following recently who I am new to because of all this solar activity. And he mentioned, I think, from now until about August. But I also feel like I heard it might be longer than that. I feel like somewhere I heard like October. I'm not sure, but it's gonna be a while. And over the next 2 weeks, today is May 22nd, the day that I am recording this reading. Over the next like 2 weeks or so, we are going to be experiencing another sunspot that will be directly facing Earth, and any sort of solar flares and blasts and CMEs, or coronal mass ejections, if you've been following, any of that is pointed directly at Earth that's going to hit us. And the sunspot that made such a ruckus last time is now on the far side of the sun, but could very well survive the rotation of the sun to reach us again. And who knows if it's going to be even more powerful at that point, right? Okay, I'm not saying all this to scare anybody. You're probably scared already. I'm getting that some of you have no idea why this is happening to you. You might be very, very new to your spiritual awakening, and if that's the case, welcome. And welcome to the community. We are a very safe and loving community here, so if you are new and you want to reach out and you want to talk to somebody, talk to some people, get active in the comments here, yeah? You can also find me or find us on Divine Conversations on Instagram, divine_conversations. But this is not meant to scare anyone. Many of us are already already aware of this, so it's okay. Final card we have here in this part of the reading, we have planning phase. Okay. Take a step back and plan the necessary steps to move forward so you may turn your goals into reality. Now, the main thing that I'm getting with this planning phase energy and like this prelude energy and how this feels like this is impending, you know, we're moving towards this. It may not necessarily be happening right now, but you're in the planning phase, you're in the healing phase. And this is an opportunity now as you work on your healing of these elements that are coming up for you, and also as you work on getting ready to step out of this and be a new and better and cleaner, cleansed, if you will, healthier, happier, more authentic version of yourself, now is a time to start planning out, well, okay, what do I want to be doing when I reach that point? When I get through this mess, when I get through this madness, where do I want to be? What do I want to be doing? How do I want to be expressing myself? Where do I want to go from there? And the more that you work on clearing up cleaning up and healing whatever is coming through, the more you will be able to have a vision of where you may want to be going and what you may want to be doing once you reach the other side of this. Okay. Okay. We're at 30 minutes already. All right, I do just want to get a little bit of tarot here. I don't necessarily want to clarify anything that's come out in the beginning. I just want to get more messages. So let's go a little deeper here and see what further messages Spirit has for us in terms of this energy here. Coronal mass ejections are now running laps through my head. Is somebody fascinated by that word right now? Never heard it before, that phrase, excuse me. You've never heard it before. I don't want to take the time to explain it in detail right now because I want to keep with the time here. We're already 30 minutes in, but do your research. It'll help. Yeah? Okay, here we go. Further messages, closing messages, okay. You may be seeing a lot of 5s, a lot of 3s. 555 is pretty, I saw 555 this morning. Your dreams may be really intense, very vivid. But they're also jam-packed with messages, with guidance that is meant to help bring you a greater sense of understanding, okay? Last shuffle here, 5. Yeah, pay attention to the coronal mass ejections, okay? You have the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck so far, starting us off here. A new reality, a new beginning, a new start. A new job, a new focus in life. Renewed or refreshed sense of creativity. What I'm getting with this Page of Pentacles specifically is that there may be something new you are looking to create. You are bound to, you are destined to create. And when we say new, we don't want you to get caught up on making something revolutionary. We're not asking anyone to reinvent the wheel here. It may just be something new to you, something new you haven't done personally before. It doesn't mean anyone else has done it or hasn't done it, but it's new to you is the strongest feeling there. It could be something novel. Don't get me wrong, but we don't want anyone to get caught up in that. We don't want you to start thinking, well, if it's not something no one's ever done before, or no one's ever seen before, then it can't be what we're talking about here. No, it is. It absolutely could be, okay? A new reality, a new sense of life. Starting over, I would say. That feels very strong here, okay? Yeah, underneath that is the Ace of Wands. Yeah, that's great. New sense of inspiration. Okay, what's going on, Spirit, for the collective here? Oh boy. Okay, first card that came out, it is the Ten of Cups. It has fallen out in reverse. It did fall on the floor. Sometimes I'll take that as a rejection. I am taking it as a rejection this time. There is some sort of, this could be rejection of society, rejection of societal norms, rejection of certain, and this, I do feel like this is something that we have been talking about for a while here, collectively speaking. Yes, rejection of past friends, past relationships. Ones that no longer serve you. They didn't really serve you at all, is actually something that you may be, is something that you may be coming to realize, okay? We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. You have the 6 of Cups, and then you have the King of Swords. Now, you have one more card. That's fallen face down. I want to talk about these first because this is what I'm talking about. Now, it's the 6 of Cups, not the 6 of Pentacles. Now, remember, I did mention the 6 of Pentacles earlier because part of the message at that time was, well, and still is, there are relationships in which if they're not rooted in love and compassion and mutual respect and mutuality, then it's not going to fly anymore. It's not going to not going to be worth it. It's not going to stand its ground. And that's when I said this is very 6 of Pentacles energy, but what I saw in my head was the 6 of Cups, which I didn't mention it because the 6 of Cups is like soulmates, is past situations, potentially, but really soulmates also. So, okay, if it's not a soulmate situation in a loving and positive sense, then it's not going to fly. And that's what you're coming to realize here with this King of Swords and the 6 of Cups. And I do feel like you're making a decision against it, towards it. And then you have the Empress here. And at the bottom of the deck is the Fool. Okay, new start, new reality. 10 of Pentacles is underneath that to the Chariot. A graduation. I'm definitely getting a graduation here with the 10 of Pentacles. The Chariot being an energy of being in greater authenticity. The 10 of Pentacles also with that graduation energy comes with learning lessons and completing cycles. Hence, graduation. Now, the Empress came out, and she came out face down. And what we see in that is self-love, self-care, but it's hidden. I just heard you are hiding it from yourself. You've been hiding it from yourself. But it's also a private thing. So the self-care that you're going to be going through at this time is going to be very private. You may not share much of the details with anyone, if you share it at all. It's a very personal thing, very personal matter. Okay? Now, also, King of Swords to the 6 of Cups is giving energies of cutting off soul ties that no longer serve you. I want to go deeper into that. Can you tell us more about the 6 of Cups and the King of Swords, please? 6 of Cups, King of Swords. Okay. A time out. A moment of respite. A moment to gain. Yeah, okay. A moment to gain clarity. All right, you have the Ace of Wands again at the bottom of the deck, but the 6 of Cups and the King of Swords is clarified by the 4 of Swords and the Fool again. So this is a moment of contemplation. Being very honest with yourself. Being very clear and concise and precise. Just the facts. The King of Swords is very much an energy for me of just the facts, ma'am. Like, no emotion is involved, even though you're giving a heavy amount of thought to emotional topics and ties between you and other people that have some sort of emotion invested in it. whether that be just friendships or maybe even family, platonic relationships. There is some sort of emotional investment, or at least there has been, whether it's just by you or by both individuals. And even if it is by both individuals, it doesn't mean that it's serving you at this time, or even them. But they are not the focus here, right? You are the focus here, because you are the only one that has control over yourself. You can't control anyone else, right? You are the only one that you have control over. So this is thinking very deeply about what it is you actually would like to receive. Relationships are very heavy at this time. So yes, but the reality of relationships, that's the main thing that we're talking about in this. Interpersonal relationships here. So taking time away, this Four of Swords does feel like that respite energy, that energy of self-care, being in solitude, meditation, to get a clear understanding of where it is you want to go, what it is you want to achieve, how it is you want to proceed, the new start that you want to embark upon. Okay? Ace of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, to the Page of Pentacles again, okay? And then the Queen of Cups, ooh, and the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so what I was gonna say here is the Ace of Wands feels very independent, a very independent energy. This is very much an energy of what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to see happen in your life? Where does your inspiration take you? Where does your passion take you? Especially if this is a reignited sense of passion. And then with that Nine of Pentacles that showed up also, standing on your own 2 feet, being a free thinker, rejecting social norms or rejecting collective norms that are old and outdated. That doesn't mean you won't find new collectives to join or to be a part of that resonate on a higher level and resonate better for you and with you. But right now, there is an old and outdated sense of community and or family that seems to be being rejected for the sake of greater self-care, abundance, a sense of greater self-worth and authenticity. The Empress right there. Let's talk a little bit more about the Ten of Cups reverse, please. Anything you want to say? I'm seeing death in my head already. Immediately, I'm seeing death. Let's see if it comes out. But Ten of Cups reverse, please. Anything about this Ten of Cups reversed? Ooh. Four of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. You have the Knight of Pentacles, and then you also have the Lovers. Now, when this came out, the Knight of Pentacles was actually facing the Lovers here. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say this because it's relevant, especially since we have this partnership card here that says a significant relationship is about to be forged that will assist in expanding your growth. Well, this could be some sort of twin flame situation, if you resonate with that. And you would know, I'm not here to tell you whether you are on a twin flame journey or you have a twin flame or not. Many of you, or many of us in the collective, or many of you don't even really believe in it anymore. In terms of a twin flame situation, there has been progress, but it has been slow and arduous. Somebody may have been dragging their feet, but it's also been a step-by-step process. Oh gosh, I feel my own resistance to this coming through now. I'm going to do my best because I want to make sure that I'm giving the right message to the people who need to hear it, and regardless of what my personal feelings may be. There is, and there may have been obstacles put in place, even if this doesn't resonate for you as a twin flame. Maybe this would resonate as like a divine partner, or like your ultimate partner, your ultimate love, like your personal best match for a romantic relationship. There have been obstacles in place that have caused delays, but even though in some negative circumstances, the Knight of Pentacles is my don't hold your breath card, right? In this case, it feels like whatever the obstacles have been were necessary. They were the necessary building blocks of who you are meant to be in order to align with this great relationship, however you want to call it. Because the other thing about the Knight of Pentacles, the positive thing about the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady work, good work. He is not the type of individual or energy that wants to finish something, move on, and then find out he's got to go back because he did something wasn't done properly. So he's going to dot all of his I's, he's going to cross all of his T's, and that often is where the Knight of Pentacles gets a bad reputation for dragging their feet or procrastinating. It did not come out in reverse, and the energy feels positive. It feels like slowly but surely you have been, maybe even the two of you, you and your future partner, have been working on clearing up the obstacles in your life, whether they or you want to say or want to admit or even aware that this process has been leading you and or them towards each other. That may be part of what you don't actually see in this situation. And then you have the Four of Cups as the overall energy here. Now remember, keep in mind, guys, just to remind you, we're clarifying the Ten of Cups in reverse. And I feel like there's some sort of, especially when it comes to twin flame situations, I feel like there's some sort of family dynamic that may have been crushing the potential of this coming through. Whether it's quite literally consciously people within the family or within the community or within their group or whatnot, whatever, purposefully trying to keep you away from each other, or it's just the energy of the group that repels, right? Now, this Four of Cups is a rejection type energy, but I feel like this Four of Cups is you, or whomever it is we're speaking of here, rejecting, no longer wanting to take what this represents, this Ten of Cups, has to offer. And I do see in that, I do see someone going off on their own. It's not like they're immediately rushing to their partner. I see an energy of somebody rejecting this and moving out on their own. Now, here's the other definition that's coming through, or the other message that's coming through with the Knight of Pentacles to the lovers. This doesn't have to be romantic. This could be you slowly but surely getting back to yourself, the lovers. Reaching your true potential, finding love, care, and compassion for yourself. Getting back to the authenticity and the truth of you. Okay? And effectively rejecting anything that is not authentic and or is keeping you from being authentic. I kind of want to see more of this. I'm curious. Can you tell us more about, maybe more about the Knight of Pentacles and the lovers then? Yeah, no. No, that's it. That's the end of that message. The world. Okay. Oh, and we're back to the Page of Pentacles. Look at that. Okay, typically there are a lot of people traditionally that believe, this is more of a gypsy thing, but it's interesting that this is coming through at this point. But when the world comes out in a reading, there are some that believe that means that the reading is over. But what I'm really getting is, because what I want to do is I want to close out the reading by clarifying the Empress here, okay? And then we'll be done. But and we can get some closing, encouraging oracle cards. But Spirit is being very intentional with the world being the only card that came out here. And now we're back to the Page of Pentacles, which was part of our original message. Don't get caught up, okay? That's all especially if you resonate with, or you think you resonate with a twin flame journey or something like that, don't get caught up on that. Okay, that's not the point. The point is that you work on coming back to you. That's it. Okay, we're not going to tell you anything more about that, is what they're saying. All right, let's focus on this new life that you're starting here through greater authenticity. Okay, cool. Finally, now let's clarify the Empress. The Empress. Anything you want to say about the Empress, please, Spirit? Woo! Yeah. Yeah, honey. Yeah, buddy. Authenticity, the Chariot. Greater alignment is the overall energy, clarifying the Empress. Oh, you come back here. Oh! We have the pre-Empress card, the Nine of Pentacles, and then we also have the King of Pentacles. Physical abundance. Greater authenticity. We keep saying that. Greater domain over your life. Greater authority over your life. Success, power, independence. The struggle is over. Standing your ground. The strongest energy that I'm getting from the King of Pentacles is the fact that, like, the King of Pentacles doesn't answer to anybody. He's the boss. Okay? He's the boss. Especially when it comes to physical matters. And what I feel here is your physical life, your physical domain. So the other thing that I'm also getting here with this, strong Taurus energy too, because the Empress does represent Taurus, and so does the King of Pentacles. And maybe even the Nine of Pentacles. Or no, Nine of Pentacles is Virgo, I believe. But still, Earth energy, okay? But being solid. Especially with this Nine of Pentacles here, being solid in yourself and taking full responsibility for your life. But that only happens when you can love and nurture yourself into it. So the energy of the Empress, the nurturing energy of the Empress, the level of self-care, the need for self-care, the amount of self-care you are going to be working through over this time is going to allow you to feel safe enough to start taking full, honest, unadulterated responsibility for yourself, for your life, for your surroundings, for what it is that's going on for you. Okay? And that's putting you in the driver's seat. The Chariot literally is putting you in the driver's seat. All right? Okay, I want to close this out with some oracle messages from this deck here. This is, wow, an hour-long reading. All right, oh, hey. It is what it is. And if you're still here with us, thank you. Please consider liking the video. Consider subscribing if you like. Leave a comment in the comment section down below telling us how this resonated with you, if you like. You could even join us on Patreon, patreon.com/divineconversations, if you'd like. You could also join us on Instagram, at divine_conversations. Again, if you'd like. Last shuffle. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, you do have follow through, 555 on the counter. There it is. This is going back to keep going. Don't give up. Follow through. Honor yourself. Honor the person you know that you are. Honor the person that you know that you want to be, and follow through. Just get on with it, right? Closing messages, please, Spirit. Ooh. Ah. Okay. Yes. Look, scarcity is at the bottom of the deck. This is what we're coming out of. 555 again. This is what we're coming out of. Scarcity, lack mentality, survival mode, right? Okay. We have discover, to align. Ooh. So you can see the word. Oh, hold on. Let me do it this way so you can see the word. Okay. Use this time to discover. To face whatever demon or whatever monster that you feel you're running and hiding from, trying to avoid. Use this time to discover what that truly is for you, what it's trying to get you to pay attention to. And then through that, also discover more about yourself. Okay, this is not just about the negative stuff, the painful stuff. It's also about working through all that so you can just rediscover or discover or rediscover more about yourself, your true authentic alignment, and then align with that. Okay, and then align with it. That is the process we're under right now. Empathy and compassion are your best friends, not only for others, but definitely for yourself during this time. Okay? And then Spirit was like, okay, that's enough. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was putting the cards back together and Bloom came popping out. This is where you're headed. A new season is coming. And you're about to bloom even more beautifully than you ever have in the past. This, I feel like, this is encouragement. This is saying, hey, this is where you're heading, you guys. See, this is all kind of darkish energy, maybe not the green here on empathy and compassion, but it's kind of dark energy here, right? And then you have scarcity here, which is dark too, right? But then you have this brightly colored energy. Bloom, the Fool. The Nine of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Empress, the Knight of Pentacles. These are all light, bright colors. All right, guys. There you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, thank you for allowing me to channel this message for you. Thank you for also allowing yourself to receive this message. I love you all so very much. I hope you are doing well. I hope you navigate through these energies with as much ease as possible. Don't forget to call on your guides. Oh, also the Chariot. Sorry, the Chariot is a really bright energy too. Don't forget to call on your guides for assistance. Call on God, Source, Creator, whomever it is you pray to, your ancestors, whatever. They're here to help. And they desperately want to help you. Yeah. I love you all. And I hope to see you again soon. Very soon for our next reading. Yes? Okay. Take care. Mwah! Bye.